Hi guys, welcome to my channel Confessions of a Gaming Mum, and welcome to post Sunday run at my favourite spot. That was a really good run today, much better than obviously last time we came here when it was like wind and rain and just horrible weather. Today it's just drizzly, but it's really warm, as you can probably tell from the fact I'm absolutely sweating. There was just no breeze. Like, it's right along the river, but there was just like no breeze at all, so it was really nice. We did the full 5k this time. I actually remembered it, so I was able to tell my running partner, right, we have to run to here, then here. But I think that's probably one of the easiest 5ks I've done in a very long while. I don't know if it's because of where it is. It's because I love running here. I don't know if it's because I'm doing it with my running partner. I'm not sure, but normally that last hill that I have to do, because it's right at the end of the 5k, normally that absolutely kills me, but I was actually fine, like absolutely fine running it. I think my running partner as well was really sort of chuffed with it as well, because I think obviously last time we did this it was really hard and we didn't do the full 5k because obviously I couldn't remember it, and also the weather was absolutely terrible. I think I could tell from like at the end of it that she was very happy with it. She's definitely like, we'll definitely keep this one up because it's a really good run, especially when the weather's nice. Like she said, it's just so quiet and peaceful, and you're not having to stop to cross any roads. There's no cars. It's all beautiful view. Like, she stopped several times to take pictures. So yeah, so I think she definitely likes it. So that's good. I'm still not motivated enough to get out during the week. I think this year I'm just gonna sort of embrace the fact that I'm just gonna be that little bit more lethargic. Like this morning waking up was a struggle. Like the only way I was able to get myself out today was because of the fact that I didn't want to let down my running partner. But also you have the fact that I'm doing my exercises like every day now, but only doing like half an hour each time. Yeah, I don't really feel like I should be running. There's not much. I can't really think of as many pros as I can cons for starting up running during the week again. I just don't think I'm at that point right now where I'm motivated enough to do it. So I think I'm going to leave it. Maybe in the new year. Maybe when we get to January, I'll make it like a New Year's resolution. But I think as well, because obviously my husband has to look after Bubs while I'm out doing the run, and then obviously he has to watch him while I'm also exercising. It's just not fair because he's working and stuff. So maybe when Bubs like gets to that point where he's not like a bugbear on my husband when he's trying to work and stuff. So maybe, I mean, Thursdays is fine because Thursdays is at nursery, but it's also the fact that I want to make the most of that time when he's at nursery by doing stuff for my channel. So maybe when he goes in for another day in the new year, like I said, I might do it. I don't know. We'll just see. But I think for the time being, for the rest of the year, I'm just going to be running once a week, and I'm happy with that. Like I said, especially because I'm still doing my exercises half an hour every day, apart from Saturday and Sunday. But like I said, Sunday I go running. So I'm not doing too bad, I don't think. I had a really good day yesterday because my friend Rosie came round. We did our recording for our video, which was fun. Really good laugh again. So looking forward to editing that and getting that up on the channel. Unfortunately, we're not going to see her through December, other than we're seeing her on the 3rd because that's when we're doing ice skating at Hampton Court, because we've booked that. But other than that, she's fully booked up for December. So unfortunately, there won't be another episode with her, I don't think, until the new year. We've been booked into her diary for like mid-January, so unfortunately, yeah, it will be like another 2 months before we get to see her and like properly and record an episode. So, but oh well, it's just one of those things. It doesn't matter as long as I guess I get them out. Oh yeah, we're quite annoyed with ourselves as well, because we're planning to go to do a walk in the woods with Bubs today at like a local wood that's good for the kids. But then we remembered that our shop was actually booked 2 till 3 today instead of the usual 11 till 12, because it was the only time we could get. And so that basically scuppers the entire day, because there's no way, if the shopping comes at 3, there's no way we're going to be able to get out, like put it away and get out in time, like before the sun's setting and everything's closing up, because everything closes at 4 on a Sunday. So yeah, it's just really annoying. And also it was really annoying because we've got nothing in for dinner, because normally what we do on like a Saturday or a Sunday is we go to M&S and get some microwave meals or whatever. So we'll just have to see. And like I said, our local mall shuts at 4. I guess it's just a matter of seeing when the shopping will actually come, because it's been quite relatively early recently, like becoming at like 10:30 and stuff like that, so like even before our usual time slot. So if it comes at like 1:30, which would be great because that's lunchtime, then we might actually be able to make it out. So we'll just see, I guess, because I'd like for him to get out. I mean, maybe we can even come here. I'm looking and I'm seeing like people brought their kids along here, and we don't really bring him here much. The only problem is we try and avoid places where there's like a shop or like a cafe or something that's nearby, because as soon as he sees something, he wants to either buy a toy or he wants to buy a cake or something, and then he kicks off for the rest of the time we're there. So it's just really difficult at the moment to take him places where he's not gonna just like royally kick off. So oh well. Anyway, I want to go back because I am hot and sweaty and I want to have my shower. So I will speak to you later. Yay, well done.
Who's good at the last one?
Hey!
Oh. Is he on both sides? Oh, he's both sides.
Yeah, it is both sides, yeah.
Which one should I go for now?
Got one under your knee, Bubba.
Blue.
You want to go for that one?
Blue.
Hi guys, so our shopping finally came. What's the time? It's like 2:30, so not so bad I guess, but we're still not got a lot of time to really do much, so I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're going to try and do some shopping because obviously there were some things we couldn't actually get on this shop, so I think we're going to go to our local mall and maybe take Bubs on a few of the rides because they've got a few rides there. Maybe do that and go M&S or something, because obviously we haven't got any takeaway food, not takeaway food, like microwave food, like to have for dinner tonight, so need to sort something out. But anyway, shop has just been, so I thought I'd go through it because there's a few things that are different, so you get to see what the current plan is for the week. So yeah, see what you think. So starting over here, I've got my turkey mince again. God knows what's happened with this one. Obviously it's been sat on its side for a while, so it's gone a bit warped. I've got my halloumi. Hubby's got his hummus and his falafel. I've got some more of his yogurts as well. Got some Oatly. Got too much this week. We've still got 2 full bottles left, but it will get drunk anyway. It's for up until the end of December, so yeah, it'll be fine. I've got some chips. Nothing else. Nope. So I've got chips. Got my cheese for my omelette. Got some jacket potatoes. Got some more of the vegan chicken nuggets for Bubs. Some spring onion for my hubby's banana carpenter. Got some vegan burgers. He actually really likes these ones, and like obviously it's in eco packaging, and yeah, you get more for your money, so he's going with those. Loads of spinach with spanakopita again over here. Got some Bubs' nappies. Got my husband the vegan pie because he really likes this one, the chicken and mushroom one, so he's still having that. Got my chicken mini breast fillets, chicken breast mini fillets, there we go. Got some more of my yogurts, some of my popcorn. So I don't know what we're going to do with these because obviously my husband has ready salted because they're vegan, but they did a sub of cheese and onion instead. My husband's got some bin bags. So I've got for this shop, I've got some black-eyed beans, some red kidney beans, some haricot beans, and some black beans because I'm going to make my bean chilli. It's normally a 5-bean chilli, but they don't have a dookie beans, so it's going to be 4-bean for the time being. I've got some eggs for my omelette, phyllo pastry. This is going to be the last week that I make my hubby's spanakopita because yeah, it just takes up so much time, so hopefully he makes the most of it this week. Some custard creams for Bubs, Lotus Biscoff biscuits for my husband, some more garbage bags. Oh, these are the ones for the food because they're lavender scented, so that's what those are. Got some carrots. We started getting some clementines for Bubs because obviously it's just that time of year. Garlic and ginger paste because I want to start experimenting with stir fries to try and change up a bit of what we actually eat during the week. Got some onions, and lastly got some yogurts for Bubs. So in all this came to £67 and something. I can't remember exactly what, I think £67 and 20 pence or something. So yeah, that's everything. Now I just have to put it away and I hope we can go out before it gets too dark. Oh my god, it's so dark. I've had to turn my lamp on, it's getting that bad. Oh no, it is like, it's 4 o'clock, so I am a bit late, but still shouldn't be this dark. Been a bit of an admin-y day today. It's Monday, by the way. So I was able to get my vlog done. I still haven't uploaded it to YouTube. I'll do that tonight because my husband's been a bit stressed with work, so I'm trying not to eat any of the internet data stuff as like if I can help it. So yes, I managed to finish my vlog. I'm gonna start uploading my Last of Us live stream, can't even think of the word, to YouTube as well. Even though I already have a Last of Us playthrough on there, at least it's something different because obviously I'm talking about different things through the live stream and I'm reacting to people and stuff. So you never know, people might want to watch it. So yeah, so I'm doing that. I also, what was I looking at? I was looking at something, I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, and also big thing was getting or requesting the funding that we get for Bubs. Now that he's 3, we get 15 hours worth of funding for his nursery care. My husband brought it up this morning, the fact that, because I was just thinking, oh well, we just have to wait till January to get it sorted. But then my husband's like, but the way they pay, or they ask for you to pay invoices is almost like 2 months in advance. So we're going to be getting basically the January invoice in December. So we need to make sure that obviously the funding is sorted and is registered before they do the invoice for January. So yes, I've got in touch with them now, so hopefully it means we can get stuff sorted before then. It is super confusing though, because the manager she came back to me quite quickly though, bless her, so they are really nice there. And yeah, it's just so confusing because obviously he goes in 9 till 3 every Monday and Thursday, but they count sessions at 3 hours, like it's a 3-hour session each session, and they can only accept funding for 1 session per day. So he would need to go in order for us to receive like full funding in like technically in this term, he would need to go in for 5 days a week and then receive funding for 3 of those hours per day. But obviously he only goes in for 2 days at the moment, but we'd want him to go in for 3 days. So technically we're kind of losing out, because how you would normally see it, or you would think 15 hours, you would think, well, he goes in for 2 days at 6 hours, so that's 12 hours, and then we get 1 day or half a day free, so we'd only have to pay for half a day. It doesn't work like that. So basically we're going to have to pay for him to go in for 12 hours, because obviously we're going to have to pay for him to be in half the day Monday, half the day Thursday, and then the other half day whatever day they can fit him in. So yeah, so we're then going to have to pay the other half. So it's going to be a bit more expensive than what we thought it would be, but still it would be cheaper than what we're paying now, because obviously we're paying for 12-hour days, so now we're going to be paying for 9 hours. So yeah, it is super confusing, and yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, so I've sent off the form to her in terms of the sessions, like what sessions he does now, sessions we would want funding for. So I've said 9 till 12 on the days that he has, and then I've just emailed her like the form over and just said whatever days you're able to fit him in 9 till 3 we'll take that day. So yeah, so that's where it currently stands. So I'm just waiting for her to come back and say, oh, he can do this day or he can do that day. So because then also we also have the whole thing of my husband talking about him needing to go back to the office at least for 1 day a week as of next year. So also we need to find the money for him to be able to pay for the train tickets, because obviously we've been putting money here, there and everywhere. Hopefully, because this should be the last month that I have to pay for my pole, and also it's the last month that we'll need to pay for the Lara statue. So we'll get the money back, or we're not getting money back, but we won't that money won't be going elsewhere, we'll be keeping it. So hopefully that will help with like my husband paying for travel, and also with us saving the money with Bubs going, because I think at the moment it's costing us like 300 odd for him to go in per month. But that will go down, at least I think it's £100 a month, so it's not so bad, I guess. So yeah, we'll just see when it comes to it. But yeah, I'm just really hoping she can get back and then let us know, because then that day that he's going to go in, I'm hopefully going to use to stream, so I can get a day stream in, because I just get really sort of fed up with, like, I love streaming, but when it comes to the day that I'm streaming, I'm kind of like, I just really want to spend this evening just vegging out in front of the TV. I don't really want to be having to do other things like be sociable and game and stuff. So I mean, I love it when I'm doing it, but it's just that dread of like being like, I am so tired. And sometimes, yeah, I do feel like when I do streams, I'm just so tired and I'm not giving the best that I could be giving. So yeah, so hopefully doing a day stream might actually help, but we'll see. We'll see what day she comes back with. What I'll probably end up doing if I can get an extra day is, I'm thinking what I'll still do like a 3-hour stream. So I'll do like, what was it, 10 till 1, and then I can have my lunch from 1 and then go and pick Bubs up from nursery at 3. So it seems like the best thing to, and then like obviously because we drop him off at nursery at 9, so it means that I'll like have that hour, because obviously if it's on a day that I need to have a shower, I can't go straight away like online, so so at least it gives me a chance to wake up, have my breakfast and get sorted. So yeah, so I'm just waiting with bated breath to see if she comes back to me today. Probably not, but we'll see. But yeah, that's how things currently stand with that. I did a little research as well on clean eating, because people keep mentioning it in the diastasis recti groups I'm in, with people that have similar sort of stomachs to mine, in terms of like the shape where it's all sort of like a ball under your skin at the top of your stomach, or like above the belly button rather than below it. And a lot of people say it's from bloating, which is normally caused by irritation from not eating clean. And to be honest, there's not a lot of things, like I'm not saying I like have the most amazing diet, but there's not a lot of things that I can think of that when you look at like the list of clean eating things that you should and shouldn't be eating, there's not a lot of it on there that I don't, that I like sort of gorge in or whatever. Like I don't really eat bread. I have been gorging in it lately because it's that time of the year and it's just how I feel right now. I guess I still have white pasta, so I could go to like wholemeal pasta and like different things like that. So yeah, it's kind of that whole thing of I might experiment. Maybe not this year, I think maybe in the new year, that's when I'll start like looking into the different things. I think there's no point now because I won't stick to it. So I think I'm just going to enjoy myself up until Christmas, and then after Christmas I'll start looking into like clean eating stuff and start experimenting with things that I could cut out and see if it makes any sort of difference whatsoever. Because I do have a feeling that my stomach is due to bloating, but it just feels like it sticks out so much that it can't just be bloating. It really can't. So yeah, it's just one of those frustrating things that I'm just going to constantly have to keep looking into it until one day I'm able to actually afford surgery, and I think that's probably going to be the only way forward. But until I'm able to cross everything off the list and like be sure that I've tried everything that I possibly can to bring down my stomach, I just have to wait and see, don't we? But anyway, I really need to get on with my exercises because it's late and my husband is stressed, and obviously Bubs is being Bubs, so so I need to get on with it. So I'll speak to you later. Hi guys, so it's Tuesday. I was going to film when I was leaving Bub's class earlier, but wasn't really in the mood, so I just wanted to get home. So he had fun today though. It was children in need based, so they were taking donations and stuff, and they basically sent an email out at the weekend to say that they wanted everyone to come dressed in their pyjamas because they were gonna treat it like a pyjama party. I dressed Bubs in his pyjamas, but I didn't really want to wear mine, so I didn't bother in the end. But it was still really fun, really nice thing, nice to just get out of the house. But yeah, I've noticed like I woke up today and I've recognised the symptoms the last few days, or not a few days, I think over a week or so, for like seasonal affective disorder, which I've never been diagnosed with, but I think it's pretty obvious that I do have it. Like it's just like finding it incredibly difficult to wake up in the morning, feeling just lethargical through the day, craving carbs. My appetite is all over the place in terms of I'm just constantly wanting to eat sugar and just eat all the things that are bad for me. Just my anxiety and my like sort of depression is just really sort of high, just really more exasperated than what it normally is. The shitty feelings that I normally feel towards myself are just amplified. Like I said, I've noticed it recently, so I've been trying to sort of be kind to myself, hence the whole thing of not really following the diet
as much as normal. I'm just kind of like just letting myself eat what I want to eat, sort of thing, just to, because it helps in that moment, and it's not something, it's one less thing to have to worry about. So yeah, I'm kind of just letting myself do that. But yeah, this morning it just hit me like a truck. I was just felt absolutely like rock bottom. Absolutely hated myself this morning. So yeah, it's been a really shitty day, and it's just one of those things. I'm just one of those people that I know people don't, because I've been told it my entire life, people don't like it when you're miserable. If people ask if you're okay, or ask how are you, like people mock for the fact that on my streams I always ask people like, how are you? And it's because I genuinely want to know that people are okay. But yeah, I kind of had it drilled into me more when I started working and stuff. People ask you how you are, but they really don't care. So when people ask you how you are, you just say, I'm good, how are you? So yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, if you feel shit, you just keep it hidden. You don't tell people you feel miserable or that you're not having a good time, because people just don't want to hear it. So I always try and keep everything buried, but then the only problem is when I do that, it will just bubble up until it just has to come out. Otherwise it feels like my head's going to explode. I don't like doing it, but every so often I just feel like I have to just get it out and just make it public how I feel. But then one way or another I'll be made to feel bad about doing it, because it makes people feel awkward, or they don't know if I'm talking about them, or they feel like offended and stuff. So then it makes me feel even worse. So yeah, it's just like a constant spiral. When I have one of these days, it's just like a constant spiral and I hate it. I'm trying to feel better about myself today by thinking of like going to York soon and meeting up with friends and just having a nice old reunion with them. And I've had some really lovely messages from people. It's just one of those things though, whenever I receive a compliment, yeah, I'm not very comfortable at receiving them, because I'm kind of like, are they sincere? Or I mean, it's like I'm trying not to like offend anyone that does pay me a compliment, but it's one of those things like, are they telling me just like something that they know I want to hear, sort of thing? And so I've never been used to receiving them. So it's kind of like, they're just saying that because they think it's what I want to hear. So apologies if you did send me a lovely message, because I really do appreciate them. So I've just never got used to being able to do is accept compliments and stuff. But I love all my friends, and I love the messages that I get, so I really do appreciate them. Don't think that I don't. It's annoying as well, because it was a really lovely sunny day earlier and it was really nice and warm, and now the sun's gone in, so it's even darker. And this is the problem as well, it's just that time of year where it's just so dark all the time. And apparently this is the aftermath of it, being depressed all the time until the days become longer again. Yeah, hopefully we're looking into maybe getting a light box, because I remember when we first started looking into it, they were quite expensive, because they were a new thing that everyone was like, it was a fad people were getting into, so like over £100 each. But now they're like 30-40 quid, so it's not so bad, and apparently they work. Might give that a go. But yeah, if you ever feel like really low in the winter and like look more than usual, I mean, you find that like you're sort of gaining weight, your appetite is out of control, you just find that you're more anxious and feeling more depressed than normal, don't let anyone tell you it's just winter blues and that everyone has them, because it's not the case. If you can, see someone or at least speak to someone about it, because it's not fun and you shouldn't suffer alone. So yeah, definitely don't suffer alone on this, because it's not fun at all. But yeah, on that note, I really want to do my exercises, because I want to listen to my Ghost Story podcast, because I've been really enjoying it lately. I've been listening to Ghosts in the Burbs. If anyone's not heard of that, it's really good. Her accent kind of grates on me sometimes, but I absolutely love the stories, and they seem to be getting steadily creepier as they go along, so I'm really enjoying them, and I'd highly recommend it. It's on Spotify. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I think she might have it on iTunes or something, but it's Ghosts in the Burbs it's called. Yeah, let's see if I can find her. There we go. That's what I've been listening to. It's absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend it if you're into ghost stories. So yeah, on that note, I am going to do my exercises, because I can hear Bubs playing up when my husband is trying to work, so I need to hurry up and get on with my exercises and listen to my podcast. So I will speak to you guys later. Good morning, it's Wednesday and it's a very busy cooking day today. I think I'm going to be spending the majority of my time in the kitchen today. Fun times. So Let's see how much of it I can actually record before the battery runs out on the memory on this camera. Wish me luck.
And so, Buffy Von Carmichael and I arranged to meet the night and realized she goes to Wellesley. Oh, that. How long did you stay in the house? A couple weeks. These guys actually spent some time in the house. Some parents don't, you know. The house number? I asked as casually as possible. I don't know if I should say, Ashley said. To this, Buffy moaned. Oh, come on. Well, I can't exactly remember, but if you must have it, I'll look back on the emails. She snapped back. We simply must. Buffy replied. Anyhow, I said, giving Buffy a look and knowing that she was aggressive. You were left alone with the children a lot, which sounds like a huge responsibility. What did you notice about the house that was strange? The first thing I noticed were the voices, Ashley replied proudly. You know those noise machines that you put in the kids' rooms to help them sleep? I swear by them, I said. The Roberts had 2 of them in each of the kids' rooms, and they insisted on playing the white noise at full blast. It seemed like overkill to me at first, but the kids were both pretty good sleepers, even the babies. This one night, after we'd been there throughout a week, I was up getting Daisy a bottle in the middle of the night when I first heard the whispering. Those noise machines were almost deafening, but as I was putting her back into the bed, I thought I heard someone having a conversation. It sounded like a man and a woman. It was a weeknight, so I knew that Mr. Roberts wasn't home, and anyway, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Michelle had been out that night with friends, and she was home, but passed out. I stood by the door listening for a minute, and then stepped out into the hallway. I closed the door behind me as quietly as I could and just stood still, but I didn't hear anything else. I peeked in on Charlie. His room was just across the hall from Daisy's, and he was sound asleep, so I tiptoed down into my room and grabbed my cell phone and dialed 911, but I didn't press send. I had to check to make sure no one was in the house, and I wanted to be able to call the police if someone was there. Ashley, I scolded, you should have called the police immediately if you thought someone was in the house. I know, but it was like a couple of earthly dads and everything. Driving me home in 3 speed at him sometimes. No, I thought. Even the backyard creeped me out. It was surrounded by that tall building. Same different, floor to the far side of the basement. Carter, don't. No go. Just an empty dark closet with this. No, it's mine. She said it would be my useless one, sister. It was super fucking creepy, Ashley said, giving an exaggerated story. Michelle went inside for the boyfriend's room. So that's your takeaway from her story already. But better yet, frighten someone else. Share the scare and mention the podcast. I parted the end of my clothes.
Want to smell this? Yuck. Yuck. You don't like it? It's a dill, Bubba. Dill. Are you helping me? Yeah.
What are you doing, Mummy?
Having to take all the stalks off. Oh, oh no. Oh, oh, oh.
Whoa.
Whoa, big bit.
Big bit.
Big bit.
But it was still a shock. Oh, was he ill? I asked. There are no coincidences for this home and our family. Marco, I said, desperate to stop her litany. Blessed monthly. An exorcism performed. Slips at the knife while cutting carrots. Wounded themselves. I asked.
What's this, Mommy?
This is Daddy's pie.
A carrot.
No, it's spinach
And,
and spring onion and feta cheese and dill and garlic. Alexa, play.
This feels like gently falling. Well, career and love contentious the world becomes, it makes it possible for these. It's not that you can really see anything down there, but you'll be able to feel. Marco simply said, "You met my sister." Wait, I thought you only had one sister and that she passed. I replied. To our old neighborhood, but who am I kidding? By the time sunglasses and Valentino sneakers, black pullover sweater, all brought to you by a 40% off J. Crew promo code. Anyhow, there we were, stark examples of the roads we'd each my oddly defensive rambling, and mommy, passive aggression. We're waiting to hear from Beacon Hill Nursery School, and private schools invoke the college application inspector.
Hello, so it's Wednesday evening, or early evening. All the cooking's been done, so I did the chili, made my husband's spanakopita, and I had to do Bob's pizza for his lunch. So yeah, I spent most of my morning, or actually, yeah, most of my morning, about 99% of my morning in the kitchen cooking. Great times. The chili is now in the slow cooker until we eat later. I'm slightly paranoid that it's gonna taste horrible because to me it doesn't taste like a chili, or it doesn't smell like a chili. It's taken on the colour of the chocolate that I put in it. So I don't know if it's just gonna taste like chocolate, spicy chocolate beans or something. We'll just see what happens. I'm only using chocolate that was in the cupboard rather than the usual vegan chocolate that I use, so it's like dark chocolate, which means it won't be very sweet because normally it's quite sweet. So yes, it might be quite bitter and not very nice, but we'll just see. I'm gonna do some rice and we've got some like garlic naans to have with it, so in case we don't like it then we've got that to eat. But yeah, I think I forgot to mention yesterday that my husband has finally managed to book Ghostbusters on opening day, which is tomorrow, so we're going to go and see that while Bubs is at nursery. I think the timing is at like 11:30, so what we're planning on doing is literally my husband's going to drop off Bubs at nursery, then he's going to pick me up, and then we're going to go straight to our local mall, have a nice big brunch, so then we don't have to have lunch, and what we'll do is we'll buy snacks to eat in the cinema, and then as soon as it's finished we drive straight home and pick Bubs up from nursery. So it takes away obviously the whole day of me being able to edit anything, but hopefully this Saturday I'll be able to use this Saturday to edit. I was hoping to do a Tomb Raider 1 live stream, but I think because my day is going to be pretty scuppered on Thursday because we're using it to see the film, I can't really waste more time that I could be editing with a live stream. So yeah, unfortunately that's just the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. Also, as I was coming down the stairs earlier after doing my hoovering, I noticed we've got this wet patch in the corner of the wall. It's wet as in terms of it's caused by water, but it's not actually wet. Basically where the bath is, the sill's gone. So whenever we have a shower or bath, or I think mostly when we have a shower it's not so bad, but when Bubs has a bath and he gets the water everywhere, it's leaking down below the bath. So the watermark that was ever so apparent before is now much bigger, as well as we noticed there's cracks along the ceiling and below where the bath is, so that's fun. Okay, trying that again. So yeah, so it looks like we desperately need to seal our bath because it's coming through the ceiling in the like the bit above the stairs because there's a lot of cracks in the plaster. So yeah, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get our bathroom done until early next year. Maybe we're trying to sort out with our plumber because apparently he does bathroom renovations, but he says he's not going to be free now till after Christmas, and then like, well, he has to come and check our boiler anyway because he has to do the maintenance. So I think he's thinking around then that's when he might like have a look at our bathroom and give us a quote sort of thing. But it's kind of worrying because it's just like every time Bub splashes in the bath now it's just going to be like, oh god, the ceiling's going to cave in. So yeah, fun times. Oh well. Anyway, it's Wednesday, as you can see. I've got my makeup on because I'm streaming tonight. I'm really looking forward to it because I'll be playing Legend tonight. I'm going to actually start playing Legend. So yeah, super excited about playing it because I've not played it in a very long time. So, and I don't think it's as demanding as the core design Tomb Raiders. So it should be a nice chill evening, hopefully. So let's just see how it goes. But I will either speak to you tomorrow or Friday, but hopefully I can get some footage of us actually going out for like a date. We're gonna have a date day without Bubs. It's amazing. So yeah, so I'll hopefully bring you along to that. So see you tomorrow, hopefully. And we're in the dark again because it's just a miserable day. Well, it's not miserable, it's not raining, it's just cold and grey and just meh. We've just come back from picking Bubs up. Well, we picked him up about 20 minutes ago, but obviously catering to his needs and stuff and getting things ready. So yeah, a bit later than I normally am. And I'm just looking at my bottle and the top of this. How disgusting does that look? I don't know if you can see that. That really needs to be emptied and cleaned. Anyway, it's been a full-on day today. Like I said, we woke up at 7:30 because Bubs took forever to get off last night because he actually crashed at around 5:30, nearly 6 o'clock last night, just as I was dishing up dinner, which was an okay dinner. Weren't amazing, wasn't like terrible though. And so me and my husband ate our dinner, and then I came upstairs to sort out my posts that were going to go out because of my stream, and then he woke up, so he was probably asleep for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Was a bit sort of docile, and then he was just docile for the next sort of like 5 hours, where it was like he didn't actually go down, I don't think, until about 10 o'clock last night, because yeah, he obviously had this power naps and he was just wide awake. So that was fun. Stream went okay, although I don't remember the controls being so hard on Legend, because obviously I started Legend, Tomb Raider Legend last night. I don't remember, like, one, the analog being so sensitive, and also the fact that she very randomly just fails to grab things. I don't remember that being a thing when I played it on the PlayStation, so it was incredibly hard. And also her like aiming at people, I remember her being a lot better to like just aim at people. So yeah, I got very frustrated with it very quickly, but I got quite far. I got up to Kazakhstan, so we'll just see how I'll get on. I can imagine I'm kind of looking forward to the England section, but then also dreading it because like the boss fight in that, I can imagine I'm probably gonna lose my rag with it quite badly. But we'll see, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm not going to think about it now. That will be my problem next week, most likely, when I get up to that point. But yeah, so that was yesterday. So today, woke up at 7:30. I had to jump straight in the shower because basically we were dropping Bubs off at nursery, and then we were heading straight out to our local mall where we had some breakfast, as you will see. I got for myself an extremely large breakfast. I didn't realise how big it was going to be. Managed to finish it, although I had to give my husband 2 of my hash browns. But yeah, I managed to finish it and really regretted it afterwards. But luckily we were able to walk around for a little bit before heading to the cinema. But I thought because we were going to see the film, like the film started at 11:30, it was 2 hours long. So by the time we came out, we would have to go straight away to go and pick up Bubs, so we wouldn't have time to stop for lunch. So yeah, we basically thought, well, if we get a big sort of like brunch, then it means that we don't have to worry about lunch so much, and we can get like some snacks to have in the in a cinema, which is what we did. So we got there, had our brunch. Like I said, it was incredibly big, but filled me up, so that was good. Went and bought some snacks and a drink to take in with us. As soon as we got in the cinema, a guy that worked there came over and was like, please don't be mad, but we're having some issues with the projector in terms of, like, we downloaded the film, got it all set up and everything, and then it crashed and we lost the film. So now we're trying to download it again this morning. And he said, last I checked, it was at 92%, and that was like when we first opened up this morning, so hopefully we'll be able to get it running. And this was at like 11:15, so we were like, oh fuck, if they don't get it up in time, like in the next half an hour, then we're gonna have to completely scrap it. So we were sat there like twiddling our thumbs, looking at our phones and just thinking, fuck, we're not gonna be able to see it. They weren't really giving us any update until literally, I think it must have been about 20 to 12. He actually came over and was like, yep guys, you can go in, we're not going to show any trailers, it's literally going to be straight into the film. So that was good. So basically, yeah, the film we went to see was Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is the new Ghostbusters by Ivan Reitman. Not Ivan Reitman, sorry, that's who the original writer was. It was actually his son that wrote this one, which was Jason Reitman. And basically it's seen as, I think, the genuine sort of sequel to the original Ghostbusters films. Both me and my husband are massive fans of Ghostbusters. Obviously I would be a massive fan because I like all things that are spoopy, even though technically Ghostbusters isn't spoopy, but it's still ghosts and stuff and I love it. And I think it probably is, to be honest, why I got into ghosts in the first place. It was absolutely fantastic film. It fit right in, I think, to the story and the feel of the previous films. Like the music was there, sort of all the fan service was there in terms of all the different nods to all the different things, like whether it's imagery, like I said, of the music or characters and different things like that. It just had, it was just absolutely fantastic. The main character in it, little Phoebe, I say little, she's 12 years old in the film, but she was absolutely fantastic. Like, she is like my new hero. She was just absolutely amazing, like just absolute star. Absolutely just was transfixed with her. She was brilliant. I'm really not good at reviewing films. I just come up with just like random oversimplistic stuff, but I don't really want to give too much away, so that's why it's really difficult. Like I said, there was a lot of fan service in it, but I think it was done in the right way. I think there was a little bit that was a bit maybe too much in terms of giving a nod to like a specific thing, but I understand why they did it because of the, it's difficult trying to explain it without spoiling it. They basically, I think they lingered on something a bit too much because of how the situation was left with the old films, in terms of, like, obviously I think a lot of people know that there was a bad relationship between the bunch of them, like from the original Ghostbusters. So what they added to the film, I think, was more like a personal thing between everyone that was involved rather than it being purely fan service. So I can understand why it might, like if someone went to see it, I think they'd feel it went on for too long in terms of that particular section, but I understand why they did it. And I have to say I cried quite a bit at that point because it was just really lovely, and it was heartbreaking really to watch it and think about like what went on and what transpired and stuff. But yeah, it was really nice. Like I said, the actors, the young actors in it were absolutely fantastic. Paul Rudd was absolutely brilliant. I absolutely loved Paul Rudd's character. Like I said, the little nods and things, and like, again, trying to think of how to say things without spoiling it. But like, the ghosts are brilliant, and yeah, it was just absolutely fantastic sort of nod and like salute to the films that came before. And yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I really want to see it again, so I hope we get it from BAFTA so we can actually watch it again. But we'll just have to see. Yeah, it was an absolute blast. Absolutely loved it. It would be nice if they do another one, but I think I would still be quite apprehensive in terms of if they, like, I wouldn't want them to ruin it. Or I'd hope what they'd do is they'd bring back Jason Reitman, and obviously he'd work with his dad and Dan Aykroyd maybe to bring out another one. So I'd hope that they'd get the same people together to give it that same sort of feel. And I think that's why it does feel like a sort of true sequel to the other two, in terms of just how many people from the original were involved in this one. So unfortunately, obviously, we don't have Harold Ramis, but he was there in spirit. Yeah, it was just a very nice nod, and I would highly recommend it to Ghostbusters fans. But I can see it's going to get a bit of criticism, but I'd hope that people would be sort of look at it from the point of view of the people that were involved in it, to see that why they did it rather than it just being purely fan service and that they just took it too far or whatever, but we'll see. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Also today I got through my Tomb Raider cookbook and travel guide, which I am super excited. I've sifted through it a little bit. I haven't looked at it properly. Mainly I was just looking to see if my sections are in there, which they are, kind of. Also, I've got my credits in there as well, which I was really happy about. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to sifting through it to see what sort of recipes I want to try out for myself. Possibly try and make them vegan if I can, just to give it a go. And I would like to do it for the channel, so if there's any recipes, if anyone has this book, if there's any recipes that have caught your eye and you'd like to see me cook it for my channel, or if you'd like to see me do like a vegan twist to it, definitely let me know and I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can do a bit of research and adapt them appropriately to make it more plant-based. So yeah, just let me know. I'm super looking forward to reading it properly though, and just getting my teeth into it, so to speak. But anyway, yes, the whole reason I came up here was to do my exercises, so I really need to get on with it. Because obviously my husband's trying to catch up with work that he missed out on this morning, and he's got other bubs to deal with, so yeah, we'll just, I think I need to hurry the fuck on, really, and get on with it. So I will most likely speak to you tomorrow. Hi guys, so it's Friday. It's all going on in this house. Basically, we gave Bubs his bath last night. Yeah, I went downstairs to turn the living room light off and the hallway light off, because obviously he was going to bed. So I wanted to make sure all the lights were off downstairs. And as I went downstairs, I noticed on the banister, like on the bottom banister, we hang his coats, and the hood of his coat was wet. So I was kind of like, well, that's confusing considering obviously he's not been out in the coat and it's not been raining. So I was like, couldn't understand what it could be, and then I thought, oh shit, and I looked up and I could see water dripping from the ceiling, and where the bottom of our stairs is, above that is where the bathroom is, basically. So we've had issues with the bathroom in the past in terms of we have like a little stain. I think I might have said this before, but I can't remember. We have a little water stain where the sealant has come away on the side of the bath, and a few times when we've been careless with the showers, obviously it's gone down the side and it seeped through into the ceiling below. But it was literally just a watermark, there wasn't anything else there. So since then we've just been very conscious of when we shower, making sure it doesn't go over the edge or anything like that. So that's been the last couple of years. Obviously now we've been waiting to get the bathroom done for the last at least 2 to 3 years. One, it's been money, and two, the pandemic has been in the way. We wanted to get the little loo downstairs done first because that was just a room that just desperately needed updating, and obviously because of the way things worked out, obviously they were both long overdue for an update. But now it's got to a point where the bathroom desperately needs to be done because the tiles have come up from the floor, and like I said, the bath is in itself, it is an absolute state. The toilet flush is broken, so it's constant like water sort of running through the system rather than it just sitting quietly when it's not been flushed. So yeah, now we've got on our ceiling below where the bathroom is, there's a nice crack going through it. So obviously, yeah, there's been a bit of water that's been sort of flooding through. We're trying to understand what it's actually coming, like what the cause of it is. Obviously we know it's most likely the sealant again, but what we think is causing it is something must have happened with the taps, and that the tap is leaking and it's obviously going through, but we don't know if it's the taps leaking underneath, as in, because obviously where it sits, like you've got the shelf of at the top of the bath where the taps sit on, so we don't know if it's underneath that maybe a seal has gone and it's dripping underneath the bath, which obviously means we would have to rip the thing out to be able to fix it, or if it's on the top so it's leaking because it's a swivel sort of tap where you can move it like different ways. So we don't know if it's maybe, because sometimes I know that they can leak, so like where the hose sort of can move, where it pivots, that little bit there might be leaking. So when obviously water is running through it, it's obviously leaking out the side, and because the sealant has gone, it's then dribbling out the side. I don't know. There was quite a lot of water, but not enough that it would be like absolutely gushing out, so we definitely don't think it's the plug, because obviously that would have been gushing out when we let his bath out last night, and yeah, the ceiling would have come down at that point. But yeah, it's quite a lot for it to not be what he's splashed over the side. It's definitely not what he's calls like by his splashing, because he does splash quite a bit, but he doesn't splash a lot in terms of what goes over the side. So I do think it's to do with either the taps leaking or there's a leak somewhere. So we've got in touch with, we've got a plan through HomeServe. So we've got in touch with them to come out and take a look, but they can't come out till Tuesday. So I've just cleaned the bathroom, and obviously I used the taps on the bath to wash around the bath. But what I did was I wrapped a tea towel, an old tea towel, around the bottom of the taps to make sure that if that is what is leaking, that it won't come out. My husband checked once I'd finished cleaning the bath and there was no drips, but then I don't know if I was using it long enough for it to cause a leak or whatever, so obviously that was unfounded. But I will do the thing of wrapping it round the taps again when we give Bubs his bath on Sunday, and if we're just incredibly vigilant in terms of like one of us stay downstairs and just watch to see what happens. Yeah, and I think that's all we can do. My husband has ordered some new sealant, but he doesn't have the gun thing that you need to actually put the sealant in, so he's ordered that today. So hopefully then he can try and do that tomorrow, maybe, to see if we can just reseal it again, at least for the time being, because my husband has no idea how to do sealant. I don't know how to do it. So it's just a matter of seeing if we can at least seal it, make the bath watertight until we're actually able to get the bath done, or the bathroom done. And it looks like we'll probably have to get a loan for that, because obviously the way things have been, we've not been able to save, because not what we were hoping to do when we paid off all our debt, credit card debt, we're hoping to be able to save up and then use our savings to be able to pay for stuff to do with the house. But the bathroom, as you can tell, it's in a state of urgency. We really need to get it done soon as we can. So yeah, I think that will have to be a loan that we have to get in order to get that done, which is not something I wanted. I wanted to be able to be debt free, other than obviously the car and the mortgage, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's what the price you have to pay when you're a homeowner, really. You can't just call up a landlord and get it done free of charge. So well, now we're just looking to see if we can find someone who can just renovate the bathroom and what sort of budget they would give us. Fun times. But yeah, there's also another update. This is kind of a good update. I can't remember if I said about the fact that I got in touch with Bub's nursery about the fact that obviously next year, as in from January, he starts a new term, which then means he is then eligible for 15-hour funding for nursery care. Because he was born so late into the term, it means that he couldn't start this term with the funding, so he has to wait till next year. So I got in touch with the manager and she was like, oh, let me know what days you want and I'll see the availability. I said to her, I don't care about what availability you've got, I just want an extra day of him going in, so if you could just let me know. Didn't hear back from her. I got an email from the accounts department day before yesterday to say that Bubs is now qualified, or he's eligible for the 15-hour funding, which she will send off for us before she sends out our invoice for January, because she sends that in the next couple of weeks. So she wants to get obviously all our funding sorted so she knows like the invoice is correct. So she was asking us about like the different things that we wanted to do. And it's so complicated because obviously how they do it is he has 15 hours of funding, but the way they split it up throughout the year means that technically he only gets 12 hours a week funding. Don't ask me how this works out, but I know he's got 12 hours a week funding. So he has 2 days a week at the moment, but the way they work it out is you can only have 1 3-hour session funded per day. So he does 6 hours at the moment for 2 days, which means he can only have 3 hours of each of those days funded. So basically it would split our costs in half, what he has now, but then we wanted to get him to go in for an extra day, which would mean he would get 3 hours of that funded and the other 3 hours he wouldn't. So obviously we'd then have to pay for an extra 3 hours, so we wouldn't be saving as much. But then when we got in touch with the accounts person and she was saying, oh, he'd be qualified for 4 3-hour slots, because obviously that comes to 12 hours. And then I was talking to my husband about it and I was like, you know what, the whole reason for him to go in for the 3rd day was, 1, to give me more time so I've got more time editing and possibly do a full day live streaming. Also, like, we wanted to have the funding to be able to save money, and if we were to put him in for a 3rd day, we're not really saving much, and as you can tell at the moment we really need the money. So in the end I thought, well, why don't we do it where he goes in for 4 days a week. 2 of those days he'll keep at 6 hours, like what he does now, which is Monday and Thursday he does 6 hours, 9 till 3, and then he can do another 2 days, but just for 3 hours each day. So he's still getting technically an extra 6 hours, but we're not having to pay for 3 of them. We get those 6 hours for free. So that's what we've said to the accounts people. They are now going to go back to the manager, who still hasn't got back to me, to say the days that we've asked for are free in terms of available, and then yeah, we can go forward with that. So hopefully then that means he'll be going in for almost 3 days, but it's going to be 2 full days and then 2 half days. It's going to be slightly annoying because obviously 12 till 3 we don't really get a lot of time, because obviously if we drop him off then we have to come back, and then by the time we got back home that's like 20 past 12, and then we have to leave here at 22:03, so we're not getting as much time as we would if we were doing a full 6-hour day. But it still means the fact that we're getting those 3 hours for free, and he gets to run about and play with his friends for an extra 6 hours a week. So I'm more than happy to do it like that. I think it just means I won't have that full extra day that I would hope to spend editing, but hopefully I won't need it, hopefully. But what I'm thinking of doing now then is meaning that Monday during the day I can do a 3-hour stream. I'll do one like in the morning, then I'll have the 2 3-hour sessions to do some editing, and then I'll have Thursday to do a full day of editing. So hopefully that should be enough, but we'll see. But yeah, that's from January, but we still have to wait for her to come back to us to actually say if we can get the days that we asked for. So yeah, fingers crossed. But anyway, that's how things are at the moment. Also, my old work friend got in touch about she wants to see me before Christmas, but this weekend is the only weekend she's got free. So I will be heading into Liverpool Street in London tomorrow to go to Italy, which we've only been once, or like me and my husband have only been once. My friend has never been, and she loves Italian food as much as I do. It should be really fun to go there with her and have like a girly lunch and have a few drinks as well. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully I'll take you along. In terms of weight, I don't know what my weight's going to be. I think I'm not counting on it being very good. One, because obviously I had that really big breakfast yesterday, but also I've not been watching what I eat at all this week. But then I haven't been snacking. I've literally been eating what I would normally eat. I've not been doing any sort of major, like I said, other than yesterday having that massive breakfast. But the only thing also, I don't know what the salt levels are like in the food I'm going to have tonight, because I'm not having spaghetti and meatballs tonight, or pasta and meatballs tonight. I am actually going to be having the leftover chilli from the other day with a jacket potato, which my husband had for dinner last night. But I couldn't, because I had my turkey keema and I needed to eat it because obviously the sell by date of the turkey. So yeah, tonight I will be having the rest of my full bean chili with a jacket potato. So I don't know, I don't know what the salt levels are going to be like and how heavy it's going to sit on my stomach. So we'll just have to see if it affects my weight at all tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I have been talking for a very long time, so I need to get going. So hopefully I can speak to you tomorrow before I go and meet my friend for lunch. So see you then. Hi guys, so it's Monday. I'm not even going to comment, but it's been a long weekend in more ways than one, so I'm trying to think what happened. So yeah, Saturday was amazing because I got to meet up with my old work friend and it was lovely to see her. We had a really good day because it was just me and her. Bubs was home with Hubs, but they had a lovely day as well. I did feel really bad obviously for like going out and leaving them to it and stuff. But yeah, they had a really lovely day. They went to like like this park place, like a sort of foresty bit in like near where we live. So so Bubs had a great time like running around, and obviously my husband got to get out and get some fresh air, so that was nice. But yeah, me and my friend went to Italy, as you will probably see from the footage I've shared. I had an amazing meal, got to have some alcohol, got to drink some Prosecco, which I haven't had in forever. We had like a really nice catch up because we haven't had that in so long, in terms of normally when I see her we're with a bunch of other people, so it was nice for it to just be the two of us to have a nice catch up. So yeah, we went to Italy. She absolutely loved the place, so she's obviously going to be going again. And yeah, and then we had a walk, because it's in Liverpool Street, so we had a walk down a few of the side roads to try and find a pub where we could watch the rugby. That's such a British thing. And we couldn't find one that wasn't really busy, and we're still like in that frame of mind of like there's a pandemic on and stuff. So basically we found one pub because it was actually like really warm. So we dashed into a pub that had a big screen that you could see if you were standing outside. So we grabbed a drink each and then just stood outside and watched the rugby through the window, because her partner is South African and it was England v South Africa, so she wanted to keep up to date on what the rugby was doing. Obviously England won, so I don't think her partner was very happy, but there you go. So that was really nice. I just couldn't believe how warm it was, the fact that we could actually sit outside, or not stand outside, and have a drink. So then we did that. And then we were like, oh, we'll have one more drink before we go. And we went back onto the main road just to make sure, because obviously didn't want to get lost or couldn't figure out where we were going. So we went to a pub that's pretty much just opposite Liverpool Street Station called Dirty Dick's. And it's quite a famous one. I actually read the history about it a couple of weeks ago. I was saying to my friends, so I was like, oh, it would be nice, because I knew of it, but I'd never really read the history about it. And it's quite a sad story, because I think it was like, I don't know if it was actually particularly in this building. I'm pretty sure it was, but it used to be a house of this really wealthy business owner, or really successful business owner. He owned a few factories in the area. And I don't know what his name was. I think it might be Richard, the fact it was called Dirty Dick's, but I don't think it was. I think it was something else. But yeah, he basically was going to marry the love of his life, and on the wedding day, apparently, I think it was like her carriage, she had like an accident basically getting to the wedding, and basically was killed on her way to her wedding. And he just broke down, absolutely lost it, and just didn't see the point anymore. So he never married, and he just basically lived in his own filth for like another like 40 years or whatever it was. So like there's a Charles Dickens story, I can't for the life of me remember it. Is it Great Expectations? I think it's Great Expectations, where there's the woman who just walks around in her old wedding dress, and you've got like dirty plates everywhere, like the banquet's still out. And apparently she was inspired by this man, because like, yeah, everything was left out in terms of like the wedding banquet that like never got to be eaten and stuff, that was just left out to like rot and decay and like gather dust and cobwebs and everything. And basically by the time he died, his house had become like a sort of macabre tourist attraction to the Londoners, and that's where it got the name Dirty Dick's from, because everyone's like, oh, you can go and look at Dirty Dick's and you see like a mummified cat and mice and different things like that. And yeah, and basically that's what happened. And I think it was left like that for quite a while, because it was just seen as like I said, just this morbid fascination that people had with it, that this guy just lived in his own filth. And it was kind of like a time capsule, because it had like pipes in there, like old smoking pipes, and just like loads of different things that people just found super interesting. And I think it was only because of like the fact that they brought in like health and safety regulations that it actually got done up and now became a pub. And you can go in there. I didn't realise, I knew that they still had some stuff on display, but I didn't know where it was, so we went in there and I couldn't see anything. It's a really nice pub inside though. I really recommend it if ever you're to come to London. It's really nice, and like the atmosphere is lovely, and it does feel really sort of like rustic, and like you can feel it's like the traditional old sort of, it's more of a London pub. It's not like a sort of village pub where it's really small and just very cozy. It's very big, like you can see why it was a house sort of thing. But yeah, it's really lovely. And like you go back, like, there's some double doors you like at the back, you go through those to go to the toilets, and you've got like a really old stone floor, and then there's a cabinet there, and that's where it's got like the mummified cat and stuff. You'll probably see the video that I've got of it. So yes, they still have a few things that were left there when it was still his house. So yeah, that was really nice to go in there, because like I said, I've never been in there before. And then we went back to Italy so we could buy some stuff from the shop, because obviously it's not just restaurants, it's a shop. I managed to buy an authentic Italian panettone, because we've got the tradition of having a panettone for Christmas, because obviously it's a Christmas cake thing, pastry, dessert that comes from Italy. So bought one of them, and I also bought some biscuits that we normally get when we go to Italy, so I got those. It wasn't a very expensive meal. I'm not going to say how much it was, but it was incredibly expensive, so I won't be doing that again in a hurry. But it was really nice. It was a one-off and it was lovely to see my friends, so I'm pleased I did it. And like I said, Bubs and my husband had a really good day as well. So I'm really pleased. It was a good day all round. Oh, also, I need to point out as well, for those that don't follow me on social media, that I did weigh myself Saturday morning. I knew it wasn't going to be great because I hadn't had the best week in terms of I just could not be bothered to just keep track of my food, so I just ate whatever. I do think it didn't help the fact that one, I had the massive cooked breakfast that I did on Thursday when we went to the cinema, and two, the fact that I made the 4-bean chili and I had a massive portion of it the day before I actually weighed myself, so it was a very heavy meal and I hadn't been to the loo or anything like that, so I actually gained 3 pounds, which I was disappointed it was so high. I was thinking maybe like a pound or two, but 3 pounds, yeah, I was a bit annoyed. And then as I was getting ready to go out, I was just in that sort of like meh mood because I was very bloated because of having the bean chili during the week. So yeah, I wasn't exactly happy. But I like the jeans that I was wearing didn't go with the boots that I decided to wear that I've wanted to wear for ages. But my feet had been really swollen and I haven't tried them on for a while because of my feet being so swollen. So I tried them on yesterday and the other day, and they fit me perfectly. So I was like, brilliant, I can wear these again. My feet are no longer swollen, and my legs as well. They're not tight on my legs anymore. So I just had to take everything off my camera because I ran out of memory on the memory card. Haven't had that in a while. But anyway, yeah, so where was I? Obviously where the boots fit me, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try on the jeans that I tried on a while ago that I know still fit me but were a little bit uncomfortable, like my pre-pregnancy jeans. So I found 2 pairs that I tried on. They're actually quite comfortable. They were still a bit tight around my stomach, but normally when I sit down in tight jeans they really sort of cut into my stomach and they made me feel really uncomfortable, but these ones were actually really good. So I was really pleased with that. So I was able to wear some new jeans that weren't having to rely on the ones that I wear like all the time because they're comfortable. So it means I have more jeans I can wear, yay! So I was really happy about that. So it's made me more determined as well, like it's given me that newfound determination to lose more weight, to actually make them that little bit even more comfortable, because obviously by the end of the day they do feel tight because obviously I've eaten so much and bloated and stuff like that. So yeah, I do want to get to a point obviously with my weight where I can just wear them and they are comfortable, like no matter how long I wear them for. Like the comfort jeans that I have that I used to wear like all the time, but now obviously these ones fit, I know I can wear them, and just obviously be conscious of like they might cut into me if I eat too many bloaty foods. So that was like, that really helped in terms of making the disappointment of the fact that I gained 3 pounds. Made me realise that obviously those 3 pounds, it's just a blip in terms of just how much, like how far I've come this year, where I've lost like over 30 pounds. And it's one of those things, like I feel like it, like when I sort of think of it for myself, I do feel like it's a massive achievement, but then I look at what other people have done and it's just like, there's people that like did that in the space of a year, like before their child was even walking sort of thing, and Bubs is 3 and I'm still struggling with it. But then not everyone suffers from diastasis recti, like crippling back pain, or like really bad anxiety and depression like I do. So it's trying to sort of realise that this is my own personal journey, therefore when I have these positive things, it is a positive, and I need to remember that everyone else is on their own journey. So yeah, good for them if they're able to snap back, but that's not something that I can do, unfortunately. So as long as I'm moving in a positive direction, then I should be happy. So I have to keep trying to remind myself. But anyway, I have talked for way too long, so on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think this is quite a long one. So I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, then please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on social media, all the links will be down below. And on that note, I'll say love you guys, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye!